Hello everyone. Today we will have two interesting stories. Before we get to that, I want to ask you to subscribe, like, and be sure to write comments in order to participate in the development of the community. Write how to improve my community, current topics in the stories you are interested in, and much more. I read and listen to all the comments. People write me stories by mail from different countries. There are problems with translation. I apologize for this. I will work on it and try to fix these errors. I want to thank everyone for their support and the people who wrote to me by mail, broadcast news stories. New videos on my channel are published every 2 days at 7 p.m. Don't forget to put a bell in order not to miss new videos. And now let's go! Hello, I want to tell you my story. Family is how much power there is in this word. But in fact, how easy it is to destroy this shrine and turn it into dust. What I want to tell you is my past. No matter how much I want to forget it, it will still remain in my memory. It all ended 13 years ago. My marriage fell apart earlier by 6 months before the official divorce. The reason was very simple: my wife's infidelity. We were a young family. I was 20, 2 years old, and she was 20 years old. We lived modestly, sometimes even hard. But over time, everything got better. I started to step up the career ladder, improving the well-being of our family. But as time has shown, my happy family was just an illusion. Money has played a crucial role in my relationship. The organization in which I worked left its employees without means of livelihood. They went bankrupt and stopped paying salaries, arguing that they had problems. In general, it was not an easy time, but I did not give up and found another job. My salary was less than the previous one, but nevertheless, my family was provided for. But as it turned out, this was not enough for my wife. Later, I saw her infidelity for myself. I came home early because I got injured at work. I had a broken arm and returned to my house with a large cast, but such a picture was waiting for me at home. My wife was in bed with another man. Then, everything was like in the movies. In a rage, I carry her lover the stairs upside down. My wife's tears, snot, and tantrums immediately began. She tried to explain something to me and ask for forgiveness. It looked awkward and absurd. As a result, we've been figuring things out for a year. Scandals, tears, tantrums, screams, and accusations. It was like an ocean or an endless cosmos of wild pain. She explained everything with a lack of money, a poor life, and a lack of attention. In general, everything almost come to a divorce, but we were united by a common grief. Friends with whom we were very close are dying. This loss was very hard for us, but the idyll did not last long. 2 years later, I couldn't live like this and left. As a result, I filed for divorce. No, my wife didn't cheat on me anymore and didn't even give me any reason. All feelings for her evaporated even though she was trying to fix everything. She was perfect, but you can't get away from the truth. I couldn't believe her anymore and saw the lie in all her words. I didn't believe in her words, feelings, and so on. I didn't want to go home. I felt like a stranger, like it wasn't my home. It wasn't my girlfriend anymore. I was waiting for her to stab me in the back. She tried to fix everything and didn't give up trying to talk to me. But it was too late and I filed for divorce. I remember exactly that day on September 25th. It's strange how everything coincided on September 25. We met and a year later began to live together. I came home with all the divorce papers. I put these papers on the table in front of her and said my last words: "It's time to put an end to this circus." My wife signed these papers in hysterics with tears in her eyes. That evening, I packed up my things and left. I left my wife everything that was an apartment, a car, and so on. I took only a small bag of things and a dog. We were divorced very quickly, but the parting was not easy. My wife did not give up trying to bring back our happy family. But, in my opinion, our family was not real. Our family was a fake. After a while, I got married for the second time. This time my new marriage was successful. We have been together for 11 years. My ex-wife didn't get married, but according to the stories of our mutual friends, she is in a relationship. It is possible to forgive treason and move on. After cheating, you can also try to glue your relationship with super glue, but it's impossible to live with it and forget it. Cheating is a virus that destroys everything in its path. To be honest, for 2 years I've been trying to get my family back, which was taken away from me. But I couldn't because my wife became an enemy to me. It hurt to touch her. It hurt to be with her nearby. Hurt me to hear her voice, her words about love, about our family. Treason ruined everything. It's a pity that I realized this late and wasted 3 years of my life, a year for showdowns, and 2 years to bring back something that never existed. Since then, 12 years have passed. My wife has been trying to communicate, but I don't want to talk to her because she doesn't exist for me. She was gone from me the moment I found out the real her. It was all the fault of money and her pride. Now I have a new family and my own business. My family does not deny themselves anything. My new wife went through even more difficulties with me than the banal lack of money. My current wife has proved her love by her actions. I do not wish that 12 years ago I filed for divorce. Therefore, do not repeat my mistakes and do not waste precious time. Go ahead and start a new life. This story has come to an end, but we will have another short story. Let's go. I recently found out that my wife is having an affair with her boss. We have been married for 9 years and we have a son. We are both 35 years old. My wife is a very beautiful and modest girl. I've always trusted her 100%. I never asked where and with whom she spent her time. But 4 months ago, she had a corporate party at a restaurant. A friend of mine happened to be at this party. When he called me and told me what happened there, I was shocked by what I heard. I didn't even believe him and asked for proof. Strangely enough, he had a lot of evidence. He sent me a video and a photo. Plus, this morning, my wife was texting in a secret Telegram chat. My wife and her lover tried to catch a car after the restaurant to go obviously not home. It so happened that they got into my friend's car. My wife wanted to have sex with this man herself, so my friend couldn't stop him. Plus, he wasn't sure if it was my wife. He had seen her once, and that was a long time ago. It was already very late to call me, so he decided to tell me everything in the morning. I calmly approached my wife and asked, "Who did you dance with yesterday?" The answer was very confident. "I swear I didn't dance with anyone," she said, despite the fact that at that moment she was texting with her lover and replying to me. As a result, I started an investigation. I had a lot of conversations with my wife and this guy. He was married and had 2 children. I told him to tell the truth or I'll send the photos to your wife. As a result, a lot became known. They had sex at every corporate party and had a romantic correspondence for a long time. She brought bouquets of flowers home every time. According to her, all the girls were given flowers from the general budget of the company. But in fact, they were his gifts. In short, I've heard a lot of lies. By the way, there was another corporate party a month before that. My son and I were not at home. She walked for 11 hours in various establishments of the city. She returned home at 5 a.m. I arrived the next day and found an empty pack of cigarettes in the kitchen that he smokes. My wife doesn't smoke, and he said he hadn't been in my house for 4 months. Every time I returned home, I found out another lie. This is only part of the facts that I've established. We seem to be living well. Perhaps I went too far with alcoholic beverages and paid little attention. I do not know what she was missing. But it seems to me that having an affair behind husband's back is unacceptable. If there are any misunderstandings in the relationship, they must be resolved in a different way. My wife was initially remorseful, but then pretended that nothing terrible had happened. I am amazed at her composure with which she did all this. For a very long time, I was tormented by one question: will it happen again? As a result, I spent a lot of time but filed for divorce 6 months later. Don't repeat my mistakes, friends. Time is the most important thing in our lives. Start a new life without any hesitation. If you like the story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. Now let's move on to the opinion of the author of the channel. The opinion of the author of the channel. According to tradition, I want to wish strength and patience to our heroes. In both cases, the guys made a similar mistake. They both continued to live with the cheater. They had senseless hopes that everything would change for the better. But it's a pity it's impossible in our life. If a girl had cheated at least once, she will do it over and over again. But they made a conclusion and started a new life. As a result, they gave advice with these stories not to waste precious time. I am very glad that you have come to this and wish it to everyone who experiences similar moments. If you have watched to the end, I want to say thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. I appreciate your support and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this story. Your participation and feedback are invaluable for shaping our content and promoting mutual understanding and community growth. Until we meet again.